Oh, okay. So that might affect future funding as well. I'm going to put the questionnaire in the chat box as soon as I'm done talking, which will be in just a minute. And then we have the questionnaire will be available in English and Spanish. Okay, these are our speakers today. I will mute myself in just a second and put the questions in, and then I hand it over to you all. We will have Maria Gutierrez, Linda Ware, Tammy Barkey, Cherish Fletcher, Gwen Brown, Mick Young Kim, and Veronica Valero. I think Miss Kim could not make it today, but Maria will let you know all about her, as well as Linda Ware. So these are our family navigators and community liaisons. And on that note, we are very glad that everybody could be here, including our speakers. And now I'm going to hand it over to Maria.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Hill. Let me share my screen. Okay, can everybody see the screen, the run? Okay, perfect. So it has been a while and there have been some changes, and we wanted to our families and professionals to be familiar with the personnel that works at the runs. And so we thought that what a better way that we do a presentation where we introduce our family navigators and our liaisons in our region. So we hope that you get to know who that person is. And if you need to reach out to them, you know, now you have a face with a name, and that way you could identify them and reach out to them. So we're going to begin. So Dr. Hill.
Oh, okay. You can see the RAN flyer on the left side of the screen, and that is, it talks about who we are, and it talks about what we do. We do technical assistance and consultation. We do public awareness. We do trainings, and we do direct assistance to families. And you can see each region on the left on the map, and these are the regions that we're going to cover today and let you know who can help you best in your region.
So,
What did I miss, Maria?
Oh, it's not letting me go into the next page. Let me see. Yes. Oh, it's jumping all the way to the family navigators. Where did my pictures go? Okay, so our region number 1. Can everybody says region number 1, family navigator, Linda Ware, Dr. Hill? Are we okay? Okay, perfect. So Linda joined the family navigator position and in the University of Huntsville, the region number 1, not too long ago. And she has spent part of her career and for a decade as a manufacturing engineer. And she stepped back from that career in 2017, and she's focusing on raising her 2 children with autism spectrum disorder. So Linda is somebody that has lived and has walked the path, and she is there to assist families. And, you know, she loves working with families, you know, trying to connect families with different services like ABA, speech therapists, occupational therapists, and whoever people need to be connected with. And Linda wants to share that, you know, that as families grow and children grow, so do our understanding in what we need to know in order to continue assisting our individuals with ASD, and what kind of supports they need to in order to continue to thrive. So we're very excited to have Linda at UAH, Regional Autism Network, and she is looking forward for families to connect with her, and those are her contact information. please reach out to Linda if you have a question regarding autism services or questions in general regarding disabilities in the region number 1. Dr. Hill, I believe that we probably didn't say what a family navigator was. So I'm gonna go back and talk about briefly about our role as family navigators. So a family navigator is somebody that has that experience, has lived experience with autism spectrum disorder, and who also provides family advocacy, information, resources, but supports. Many times we get phone calls from families that are barely started on this journey and they do not know where to start. And so as family navigators, we identify with them, we share our own personal experiences, and this, this makes families feel understood and also feel connected, because they are talking with another family member, with another family that maybe have had the same experiences. As part of our role, we are required to have knowledge about, what kind of services are in our area. Alabama is evolving. And so, we are continue to have more vendors, more providers, but, families sometimes have questions regarding, okay, who is the dentist that take kids with special needs? Okay, I have questions regarding special education. Who should I call? Okay, so as our role is to connect the families with those local resources, and also to connect the families with services that, that sometimes people they are not even aware about what they have on the region. So we learned about Linda, and now we're gonna go to region number 2. Tammy, take it away.
Hi, I'm Tammy Barkey. I'm the Family Navigator for Region 2, and I'm based at the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa. And I've lived in Tuscaloosa since 1995. I completed my bachelor's degree at the University of Alabama in 2001 and gave birth to my first daughter just a few days after that. So I have 3 daughters. 2 are in university now, and 1 is in high school. And I have a child on the spectrum. And I started my journey with the RAN as a constituency board member. And I served a little over a year before I was hired for the Family Navigator position in October of 2019. And since then, I've participated in our state RAN on collaborative projects, as well as assisted individuals and families and technical service calls in our region, the Region 2.
Thank you, Tammy. So now we go to region number 3. So region number 3, we have Cherish Fletcher. Region number 3 is located in University of South Alabama. That is the first email that you see is the direct email for the RAN. And then on the bottom, we have Cherish email. Cherish has a desire to assist families and work with those seeking services for autism. She serves as a family navigator in the University of South Alabama Regional Autism Network, and her offices are inside and located on the Strata Patient Care Center. Her role provides community members with general information, guiding the callers to available resources, and offering opportunities for training consultation to parents and professionals. She's the mother of 3. Her oldest child and daughter was diagnosed with autism at the age of 3, and she feels like the experience that she has gained, provides her with an opportunity to help others. And she felt the need to help other families in her region. Most of her calls are parents looking for community resources to socially engage the student, okay? But sometimes parents and caregivers, they just need a listening ear. So the University of South Alabama Regional Autism Network was established under the direction of the Alabama Interagency Autism Coordinated Council. And, Cherish serves families from different regions: Baldwin, Clark, Connecuh, Dallas, Escambia, mostly all the south part of the state. So feel welcome to reach out to her if you have questions, because she is there to assist you. Then we go to region number 4, and that's me. So I have been involved with different organizations. I came from California. I am a parent myself. And before moving to Alabama, I work as a parent mentor for another organization called Family Focus Resource and Advocacy in California under CSUN University. So I have served in different councils here in Alabama and in California. And this became my passion, helping parents being connected. Like I said, Alabama has made tremendous progress, but we're still kind of behind regarding when we are comparing accessing services, if we compare ourselves with other states. But the professionals, like the family navigators that you're here, the directors from the RANs, they are helping, the state moving forward and make progress along with so many other people in Alabama. So like I said, prior to join the RAN, I was also one of the founding members of a local nonprofit organizations called Lee County Autism Resource and Advocacy, where we provided resources and trainings, and support for families with a family member that was on the autism spectrum disorder. And I enjoy working and collaborating with my other family navigators across the state. And we are here to assist you. Okay, we understand what you're going through, and we will do our very best to connect you with the services and share the information that we are aware of. So then we go to the next region. That will be region number 5. Ms. Wen.
Hello, glad to have you all join us. As Maria has shared, I'm with the UAB Regional Autism Network as a family navigator. I joined in 2021. My previous experience, all because of my lived journey with my son. I have 3 children, actually, I should say adults, ages 25, 24, and also 17. But I previously worked as a disability advocate for many years in the county that I reside in, which is Shelby County. I went and advocated with families and students in the school system, but I also worked with seniors, any person who wanted to learn how to advocate. I was working with them. I believe that everybody can learn how to advocate and speak up because it's so very important. Also, after that, I served as a paralegal for 2 years with an attorney who specialized in special education, civil and criminal law. So I learned a lot there. I actually realized during that moment that I knew the law better than I really thought that I knew the law. So it made the job pretty easy when it came to educational situations. But because of my oldest son, who does live with a diagnosis of autism, he is the reason why I learned how to advocate. I used to be very quiet and very timid and shy and unwilling to speak up, but I learned the importance of speaking up. I learned the importance of realizing that my son had every right to be included with his peers. My son had every right to be included in the community that he was living in, to also be respected. My son had every right to have a sense of belonging. And in order for that to take place, it did take me having to speak up and speak out, and to not be disliked by many. I will say, even through that journey, although I was misunderstood by a lot of the educators, even to the present day, they respect me. They realized from looking back that it was all about my child, but not just my child, but others. So what I do for a living is not a job, just a job. I'm passionate about what I do, because when a caller calls me, I kind of feel as if I become a part of that family, if that family allows me to become a part of them. So I appreciate you all for being on here. Please feel free to always reach out. I tell people when they call, no, it has not been easy to get Quien, but I can assure you, I will get back in touch with you. Our team has grown, and I'm hoping that it will make it a lot easier in the future coming up for you all to have contact with us a little bit better than it has been.
Thank you, Ms. Wen. And now you guys could see why Ms. Wen is a treasure to have as a family navigator for the runs, because all of us at one point or another, we have reached out to her and pick up on her brain and said, okay, can you help us with this? I mean, do you have any resource for this family? So we are so excited about having her, and we are so thankful for her knowledge and for her passion. She's very passionate. And I think that each one of us are. So the next slide, Dr. Hill will talk about that community liaisons.
Ooh, Maria, okay. I wanted to say that we do have 2 community liaisons. And how this worked was we found there was not only a need for family navigators and a need for interpretation services, but we needed to serve our Spanish-speaking families as well as our Korean-speaking families, especially in our region at Auburn, because we're right on the I-85 corridor. So we hired Miss Mikyoung Kim as our Korean community liaison. And, you know, occasionally we get calls from, and her child is on the spectrum. And occasionally we get calls from families who, or email, I've gotten emails in the past that say, my son or daughter just got diagnosed and I need assistance and support, but I don't speak English too well. I speak Korean. And so I would ask Miss Kim to talk to them and assist them. So that's kind of how we did that. We have one community liaison at Auburn, and we have Miss Veronica Valero at University of South Alabama. So they serve as a bridge between different communities whose language barrier may interfere with access to information. So that's what they do. And also, just so you know, I put the links to the survey in the chat, and I'll put them again in the chat when we go to questions. And I also put the link to our YouTube channel, which you will be part of when this is finished. And before we continue, I also wanted to say, if you are interested in serving on your region's constituency board, please reach out to your region. And also the Alabama Council on Developmental Disabilities, who funded this grant for 3 years, are also looking for board members, especially non-English speakers or bilingual folks, so they can serve that community as well. I'll turn it back over to Maria.
Thank you, Dr. Hill. And like Dr. Hill mentioned, you know, and shared with us, the importance of having people feel connected and being part of their own culture and not having a language barrier was a key in order to hire the community liaison. So this is Miss Kim. Okay, she serves in in Auburn. And Miss Kim, she's the community liaison for our region number 4, and she is the parent of a child with multiple disabilities, plus has 2 other children. And currently she is a student at Southern Union College, trying to get you know, all her credits to transfer to become a special education teacher. So Miss Kim understands the culture, and sometimes we have seen that families feel more connected with somebody that understands their culture and they speak their language. So this was one of the key elements why community liaisons are critical. So,
And our community liaisons, have an expertise in disability awareness, and we all work together. So they can not only address the culture and the language, but the navigation that they have to take to get the services they need for their child. Sorry, Maria, go ahead.
no, thank you. And so please, you know, if you work with families that are Korean speaking or Spanish speaking, feel welcome to reach out to them. You know, that at the end, everybody that register for this training will be receiving the handout of the PowerPoint. So you will have the direct contact information if you need it. We ask you that you share them with others, as you see it fit. And the next one, and I do not know what happened, but I did have Miss Veronica's picture and all of a sudden it disappeared. So I apologize for that. I had a very nice picture for Miss Veronica and I just don't know what happened, but I was having trouble with my laptop at the beginning. So Veronica Valero joined the run from South Mobile. She is the Spanish community liaison and she has experience working in that area as an interpreter. She has worked for early intervention programs in Mobile, Baldwin County. And so she has been very involved in the Hispanic community. I was very surprised when I learned that she was going to be the community liaison. When I talked to other parents, they were like, oh, yes, I know Miss Veronica. So it was just a perfect match. And we are super excited that she has joined the run and that people now feel that they could call somebody that not only is very well known within the community, but also has the experience, and is very knowledgeable about navigating different systems of care, like school, early intervention, therapies. So she is originally from Mexico City and has been living in the US for 25 years and has two girls. So we are super excited of having Miss Veronica in as part of our family navigators and community liaisons. So with that being said, okay, this is the last slide of the presentation. So we do have a couple of questions that I want to address. And when we send the link for the recording and the PowerPoint, I will also send the link where you could have access the maps. Okay, we have the Regional Autism Network maps in English, Korean, and Spanish. And also, I believe, Tammy, you put the link for the flyer, right? Thank you. We do have a question regarding how to get in touch with each region. Okay, what I would recommend is that you reach out to the general email of the region and ask if you need to speak with a family navigator, ask them to put you in touch. You could leave a message, you could leave it in Spanish or Korean, and we'll return, we'll get back to you.
And the phone numbers are on the flyer.
Yes, the phone numbers are on the flyers, and the direct phone numbers for the family navigators will be in the PowerPoint as well. So thank you, Tammy, for posting each one of the regions with the information. Dr. Hill also sent it, you put the links for the ACDD, right? And let me tell you something. Sometimes parents feel like, should I call the family navigator? I feel that my question is kind of silly. This was a comment that a family made to me when they call us. And I said, look, there's no silly questions. Okay. Each family need what you don't know, what you don't know. Right. And so it's so important that when you call us, you let us know what are your concerns, what are your needs, and let us see if we could find those resources. And if we do not know the answer, then we go straight to our directors, right? And we get connected with other agencies. We might put you in touch with a different organization. So we do hope that you feel welcome to call us and also take opportunities from each one of the regions. I tell the parents, call your region, send them an email, and let them know that you would like to be added to the listserv. Because that way, as a parent or professional, you will be receiving information about upcoming events that you could later on share with other parents or you could share with other professionals. So, if anything, reach out to your region and say, could you please add me to that list served so that I will find out more information about you. So I think that, that is a great, it gives the families a great opportunity to be connected. Families also, they want to be connected with other families, right? In Alabama, there are certain groups, there is a close group for Hispanic families that have individuals with autism, and that is an opportunity for them to network. They have a close WhatsApp group. So I'm sure, there are communities that they want to feel a sense of belonging and being connected. I usually tell parents, you are not the only parent in the enterprise area that has a child with autism. Okay, there are others. So it's so important to feel connected. With that being said, I do not see any other questions. Let me go back. So we
Nancy
are
raised her
recording.
hand. I'm sorry, Miss Maria.
Yeah, thank you.
There was something where it said Nancy raised her hand.
Yeah. So that the presentation is being recorded. So to this participant that raised up their hand. So if you, I don't know if you would like me to open the microphone, but it will be, your name will be pop out, or if you want to send the question privately and put it on the chat box, let me know. That way, like we said in the beginning, we want to respect people's and attendees' privacy, because this recording will be uploaded into the YouTube channel. So,
While she's waiting for the question, I just wanted to say, it's been very pleasing to work with each one of the regional directors and the family navigators and the community liaison. Everyone is professional, but they're also excellent collaborators. And we share resources with each other, and we freely share our resources with our families and professionals. So go ahead, Maria.
well, Dr. Hill, I was wondering if you wouldn't mind sharing about how do the runs come to be, and how long we've been in existence, while
How long do you want me to talk?
maybe 2 minutes.
All right, in 2017, there were no regional autism networks in Alabama. There was also no insurance for ABA therapy. And we did a lot of lobbying at the state level. And the first year, 2017, they funded USA, UAB, and Auburn. Okay, in 2017, we also got insurance for ABA therapy for companies who had 51 or more employees. So then in 2019, there was a class action lawsuit with the Alabama Disabilities Advocacy Program. And through that, we were able to get Medicaid to cover ABA therapy. And what happens is, if you have Medicaid, you get, we connect you with the applications, with the website, and you apply for Medicaid services for autism, and that includes being assigned an intensive care coordinator, and finding. That's what we do, is help you find places that provide the services you need. That being said, the cart and the horse, a lot of times we have more people that need services than we do providers, and so we're still working on getting more providers into the system to serve Medicaid. I neglected to say 2017, they funded 3 RANs, and then 2018, University of Alabama and University of Alabama at Huntsville were funded with about this much money. All of us got about this much money, and they've actually expanded our funding, which allows us to hire family navigators and community liaisons. So please feel free to use us. Is that enough, Maria?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Hill. Okay, so the question is, and I love when parents send these questions, is will there be a time where all the runs and the family navigators be together so that, they could be under one roof so that people could come and meet them in person. Okay. I usually tell the parents, sometimes we are out and about in the community attending conferences. Okay. So that's a good way for us to meet families, right? Because most of the time we are on the phone or we are scheduling Zoom meetings, but please take advantage of upcoming conferences, and for sure, one of us will be there. So depending on each one of the regions, each region might be hosting an in-person educational program, and that will be a great opportunity for you to meet the family navigator, the director of that region. So Ms. Wen, do you guys have an upcoming event that you might want to share with our families? Or Tammy, do you know of anything that you are having?
We do. We have one coming up. I'm gonna open my calendar because it's in October and the topic is going to be toileting. And I will get that date for you. Let's see. And I probably skipped ahead because the next one is actually autism and sleep, which is October the 19th.
Mhm. And so that's what I was mentioning about getting in touch with your RAN and asking them to sign you up for the list serve. So that way you will receive any email, with information about upcoming events so that you do not miss them. And also a lot of families, sometimes they join certain Facebook pages, there is one in Alabama for families with children with autism that is English speaking. And so sometimes parents will share events on those pages as well. Tammy, what about you guys? Do you guys have anything coming up?
We do not have anything currently scheduled. If you would like to contact the email address in our region, the ua-ran@ua.edu. I'm happy to meet families at the library. We have an autism resource center at the library, and I'd be happy to meet and sit and chat with you about whatever questions you have or any autism topics that you'd like to talk about. I also wanted to just add that there are, with the Autism Society of Alabama, there are some connection groups, and I'm going to put that link in the chat just so that if you want an opportunity to get together with other caregivers, that's one of the resources that we can point you to.
Okay, thank you. I do have a question regarding your run, Tammy. Excuse me. They wanted to know if there is an option to have, excuse me, if a family that is Spanish speaking calls your region, will they have, oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Would there be a way for them to have access to language access so they could communicate their needs?
I know that has been an issue in our region, and we are between directors at the moment. So when we have another director hired, we can engage the translation and interpretation services that the Alabama Department of Mental Health has provided to us.
Okay, perfect. And another question is, if I speak Spanish, if I need to call and get in touch on region number 5, can they also assign me an interpreter?
Yes, if you speak Spanish and I don't answer, leave your telephone number. I know I had a call yesterday and they only spoke Spanish and I asked for their number. So when they left their telephone number, I was able to get an interpreter quickly on the line with us and we were able to have a conversation. Sometimes I will ask my interim director, but oftentimes I try to handle as many phone calls as quickly as possible to speak with that person when they speak Spanish. So yes, there is a way. Please feel free to call. Get a voicemail, leave your number. Somebody will be able to translate that information for me and get it to me and we'll have a conversation. Please do not let language be a barrier. You are welcome. We will find somebody to have a conversation.
So, and when we were sharing about that we tend to collaborate, among family navigators. This is what we do, because sometimes a family call us and somebody will reach out to me and say, Maria, this family speaks Spanish, can you reach out to them? Okay. In the meanwhile, we'll try to secure an interpreter. So please do not let the language to be a barrier to reach out to us so that we could assist you. Ladies, anything else that you would like to add? Dr. Hill, Tammy, Ms. Wen?
There's something else in the chat.
Oh, hold on, I didn't see it. Okay.
It's in Spanish. Jeanette, Miss.
Okay, yes. So what they're saying is like if there is a plan in the Tuscaloosa area, okay, she's more than happy to help to share and disseminate that information within the Hispanic community so that they could be involved. So thank you so very much for volunteering yourself. We'll take you up on.
Thank you.
I do want to say something because of some of the phone calls I know that I've been receiving have been pretty consistent concerning school concerns and the concern of speaking up and speaking out on behalf of your child. I want to encourage you because one of the conversations that I share with everyone was something that I learned to go from an advocate who mentored me, who was incredible and she still is. She used a term, it's this squeaky wheel that gets clean. And that's respect, with respect, of course. And what that means basically is that you can speak up on behalf of your child, consistently speak up, have a conversation. It doesn't mean you have to speak ugly to the ones that you're speaking to, but let them know that you are there and that you are not going to go backwards because of fear. When they see that you're going to consistently be there, even if you need to make steps carefully and wisely, to speak with individuals, that is going to be the best action step that you take for your child. I was concerned about people not liking me at first. And what I learned through the process is that I had to put the hat on, that it was more so of really a business relationship. I had to look at it like that. My son was like my money. I was taking care of my money at all costs. And because I was investing in him, I needed the ones who were working with him to also grasp the importance of investing in him because of his disability diagnosis. And I get a lot of phone calls that have been taking place lately with kids that are having a lot of behavioral issues. I'm going to tell you, my son was there. He was one of them. It was difficult. Please connect with the village. Don't do it by yourself. Sometimes some of the phone calls that we receive, it's just someone needing someone to talk to, just to have somebody to listen. Sometimes talking through something may be all that you need. You may need a model letter for us to help create and to get you going in the right direction and connecting you with a resource. So please, as Maria said earlier, please don't feel as if any question you have will be taken as that was a silly question. That's not the case. Contact us as much as you mean to. There is no limit to you all. I tell family this all the time. Reach back out. We're here. We are a resource. I didn't have this when I was coming up. We are right here at your fingertips. Take advantage of us. You're connected to a gold mine in your area. We're not perfect, but we are definitely here for you.
Thank you, Ms. Wen. Nobody could have said it better than you. Okay. And Tammy, is there anything that you would like to add?
I would just like to add that call us if you just need a warm line as well. I know sometimes this journey can be overwhelming. I've experienced that myself. And I think it's very easy to think that you're all alone, that you're stuck, and that you aren't moving forward with what you need to for your child. And we've all been there. It's so much easier when you just sit and talk with another parent who's been in that same spot to sort of get the compassion and the understanding that you need and to be able to build that momentum. It's much easier with two. As I have a saying that I have with my own children is, talk to me about whatever you've got going on, because 95% of the time there's something I can do to help. And the other 5% of the time, I may not be able to help, but if you share that burden with me, if you talk with me, we will be sharing that burden together. And not that this is a burden, but sometimes you can feel a little burdened down with all the tasks and things that you need to get done in a day. So please feel free to reach out to us and have that conversation, because we may have resources that you may not even be aware exist. And I think sometimes those two heads are better than one can really be pertinent in this particular situation. But definitely, if it's just a warm line, if you just need somebody to talk to so that we can kind of sit with you in that moment that you might be feeling a little bit paused, we are happy to do that. Please call.
Thank you, Tammy. And with that, Dr. Hill, do you have any final words?
I just wanted to say thank you to our interpreters, because they have been, Master Access Solutions has been so reliable, so positive. So we provide them the PowerPoints. They make sure they find words in Spanish that mean the same thing, not just, with regard to special ed or whatever topic. So I just wanted to thank Ms. Rosario and Ms. Mobius for being our interpreters, because it has made this journey a lot more enjoyable, and I think better for the families. One last thing, if Tammy was talking about just reaching out, if you would like to be a constituency board member or just come to one of the meetings, doesn't matter where you live, we reimburse for mileage. ACDD does the same thing if you apply to be on their board. And they feed you. So thank you, and look for emails from us of upcoming trainings. They're not going to be as frequent, but we will have them depending on the topic.
Well, with that being said, thank you for attending today. I hope that now you have a face with a name, and feel welcome to reach out to the family navigators and the community liaisons. This has been an amazing journey during this past 3 years. We all learned a lot because of COVID, and we had to go into this kind of format, but we were able to reach out to families from different areas, even from outside the state. So we feel very happy about that. But we'll be out and about in the community. So send us an email, give us a call if you have any questions. Thank you to our professionals that participated today. You mean so much to us, because every time that you attend a session, you are gaining knowledge and helping other families. And to our families, thank you. We know that you are pretty busy, that you are sometimes at work and you have your headphones, so thank you for taking the time to come in and participating. And later on, we'll send the link in the PowerPoints for you to have it. So thank you so very much, and we'll be seeing you again. Bye-bye.